Hi folks, John with the Wingman115 Channel. Thanks for checking in. I'm out in the woods today doing a little scout, and I happen to bring with me one of my pre-charged pneumatic rifles. This one happens to be my Benjamin Discovery, and it's in a .22 caliber. And it dawned on me I'd never done a video review on this rifle. I've had this for about 4 years, and I've used it quite a bit for ground squirrel hunting. And I thought, gee, today would be a great day to give you a quick video overview. So come along and join me as we review the Benjamin Discovery in .22 caliber. The Discovery is a single-shot bolt-action air rifle. And what I love about this gun is its simplicity. While a lot of the European manufacturers are pushing the envelope with their reservoirs being filled at 3,000 psi or higher, the Discovery is real economical. It uses only 2,000 psi worth of air that can be filled with the high-pressure air pump. Here's a look at the Benjamin high-pressure air pump. This air pump's rated up to 3,600 psi. So if you also have a Marauder that goes up to 3,000 psi, you could use this system on that gun as well. Filling the pump is easy. Just attach the Foster quick disconnects to each other and you're good to go. A quick tip to get many years of use out of this pump. I find that when you cycle the pump, you don't want to pump too fast, and you want to do about 15 or 20 strokes and then give the pump a rest to allow it to cool down. This will allow the seals to not overheat, and you'll get many years of use out of this pump. On the underside of the Discovery is a high pressure air gauge, and I use this to determine how much air I have in the gun. When I'm filling it, I'll top it out to where it hits the top side of the green on the gauge, and when I'm done filling, all I do is to relieve pressure. There's a set screw on the bottom of the pump. I turn that out, relieve the pressure that's in the hose, disconnect the Foster, and now I'm good to go. The trigger on the Discovery is the same as the trigger found on the old Crosman 2260s. The trigger and the trigger housing are both made out of plastic. Now I found the trigger pull to be acceptable at around 3 pounds 11 ounces. My setup didn't come with a scope, so I purchased a CenterPoint 4x16 by 44 millimeter scope with an adjustable objective from 5 yards to infinity. The scope has an adjustable black, red, green, and black illuminated mil dot reticle. If you're a fan of CO2, then fear not. If you buy the aftermarket degassing tool and you put it in the port that I pointed to, you can convert the gun over to CO2. So now you have the best of both worlds with high pressure air and CO2. I'm using a target of a couple pine cones about 25 yards away, and I'll zoom in when I start shooting. I'm going to come close and show you how to load this gun real quick. Just a bolt action. Just slide the bolt back, put in your pellet. There's your safety and your fire, and you're good to go. All right. Let's see if we can't dust us a few pine cones. We're going to try for the top one on the stump first, 25 yards. I'm using Crosman hollow points. They're a 14 grain pellet, and I found that they shoot really well with this gun. Come up and take a knee real quick and we'll talk about this Benjamin Discovery in the .22 caliber. If you're looking for a pre-charged pneumatic, an entry-level one, that's not going to break the bank, then I would highly recommend this one. The whole combo kit, if you're looking for it with the pump and the gun, is a great start to getting in pre-charged pneumatic. And the great thing about pre-charged pneumatic is it's not temperature regulated. So it can be 100 degrees out or 15 below zero. It's not going to affect the velocity of this gun at all. Now, Benjamin did a great job with this platform. It's rock solid. You only pump it up to 2,000 psi. One thing that I want to note is that if you're going to use the pump, not to overwork that pump where you're just doing 50 to 100 hard strokes at a time. With that pump, you're going to overheat it. So what I do, and I'll show you the gauge on here, is I shoot about 15 to 25 rounds out of it, and then I go up and I top it off, and that way it only takes about 20 to 30 pumps of the air pump to get it back up to full charge. That way you're not heating up all those seals and wearing out that pump and that's been an issue with some of them, and I don't think folks are really aware of that. They're just cooking the seals in it. Now, if I had my choice between 22 caliber and a 177, I'm going to choose 22 caliber all day, every day. It's just a lot bigger pellet. It's hitting a lot harder, and all my other air guns, for the most part, are 22 caliber, so I don't have to buy just a ton of different ammo. Now, these Crosman hollow points are great pellets for this gun. This really doesn't not like shooting a lot of different pellets. There's guns out there that are real finicky on what it wants to shoot. I found just about every pellet I put in this gun has been very accurate. They group really well. Just the Crosman hollow points are at Walmart. They're cheap and they're readily available. So I just buy a ton of them when I get there. The stock on here is your average stock. It feels really well in the hand. I put a gunsling on it that's just a loop one. Some folks are putting bipods on here. I haven't put one yet, but real accurate. I've taken ground squirrels, and this is no joke, folks. Scouts on are out to 107 yards with this. Part of that is knowing how fast that the air gun shoots. All my air guns I run through my chrony, and then after I go and I make a dope card. Let's see if it'll show. And that's basically what your holdover is. Now I'm using a CenterPoint scope that has a mil dot in there. So I'm able to, based on the distance, look at my card and know how much to hold over. It's not going to account for wind. I'll have to figure that out myself. But I know generally how far to hold over, and it's usually pretty accurate. It's also going to depend on how much air you have left in your gun. So there's a few factors at play. It's fun to come out here and mess around with these air guns. This is probably the most affordable platform in there, and I'll put a link below to my Amazon store that has the kit. The kit does not come, I believe, with the scope, but I also put a link in the Amazon store for the 4x16 scope on here. Is it a little bit of overkill for this air gun, a scope this big? Maybe a little bit, but I like being able to zoom right up in on something and be able to get a bird's eye view with it. This has just been a great platform for me. Like I said before, I've had this for about 4 years. I've done a lot of small game hunting with it, and it has worked extremely well. So if you're looking for a gun that's going to last you a very long time with a little bit of investment, but one that's not going to break the bank, not like buying a Marauder that's going to start out at $500 and then you have to get an air tank and all that. This, you can start off in the air gun pre-charged pneumatic world relatively cheap. I would highly recommend this to anyone who's getting ready to step it up from the brake barreled guns or from the CO2 platform. Folks, this is John with the Wingman115 channel. I thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye. Folks, if you like the content, please subscribe, like, and share. And for the latest channel updates, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and Twitter. Folks, thanks for checking in. Until the next video, take care. We'll see you.